Bit Squad, today we're going to be talking to you about how Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could potentially destroy Silicon Valley and change the face of business in the world forever. So you're going to want to stay tuned to see how this could affect you and your Bitcoin portfolio. So this morning, Anthony Pompliano, aka Pomp, was on Squawk Box on CNBC. He seems to be a favorite guest of theirs, which is pretty cool. But today, he made some statements that I thought were very interesting that I'm going to tie into some statements from some other Bitcoin investors that kind of back this up. So the long and the short of this segment is, will Libra survive? As a lot of you guys know, in the recent weeks, I've said I don't think Libra is ever going to launch. Right after I started saying that, then guess what happened? Companies started pulling out. PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. All these companies are pulling out. We're going to show you why they are pulling out and why this could potentially spell the end of Silicon Valley. So let's go ahead and hear what Pomp has to say about Libra Coin.
More trouble for Facebook's digital currency project called Libra, because here's what happened. Stripe, MasterCard, Visa, and eBay have now joined PayPal in withdrawing from the coalitions that's backing that effort. And joining us right now is Anthony Pompliano. He is the co-founder and partner at Morgan Creek Digital Assets. Good morning.
Morning.
So the reason, there's a lot going on to unpack here, but why is everybody dropping out, and what does this really say both about the future of Libra and the larger issue of crypto? Because I remember when Libra was first announced, price of Bitcoin went up, price of everything went up, because there was this view that billions of people would have digital wallets and it was going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I think there's three key components here, right? The first is there was a letter sent by two senators to a number of these companies that essentially said, look, we don't want you participating in this. We have concerns. If you move forward, not only are we going to scrutinize your Libra-related work, but we're also going to scrutinize the rest of your business. Obviously, that's a lot of pressure to deal with.
Isn't that a disgrace, though? I mean, can we just make a political statement here? You have politicians sending letters to companies, including like a Stripe, which wants to go public. You have a Visa and a MasterCard, which people already consider to be virtual monopolies already.
So if you're wondering what these letters are that are referred to in this interview, these things are absolutely insane, shocking, and as Brian Armstrong from Coinbase said it, un-American. So these letters right here were sent to different companies. This one was sent to Stripe. You can see right here, Stripe Inc. Then there's another one that went out to MasterCard, to their CEO and president, and then one that went out to Visa. So these are basically mafia threat letters by the United States, basically saying that you will do what we say, do not engage with Facebook, or else we will punish you. Now, I want to show you guys some of the interesting things from these letters. These, by the way, were sent by Senator Sherrod Brown and Brian Schatz, his pants. So, anyways, guys, here we go. I want to look at a couple interesting things in here. So, the beginning is basically just saying like, okay, well, cryptocurrency is volatile. It's a risk. We don't know if that's a good thing. Then it goes to talking about Facebook's power. But I want to show you some of the scare tactics they're using. Okay, look at this ridiculousness. Talking about the risks of Facebook, okay? These risks are not hypothetical. The New York Times recently reported a proliferation of online child sexual abuse due in large part to tech platforms like Facebook. Now, what are they doing here? They're basically tying in Libra cryptocurrency with online sexual predators. Sexual abuse online. Classic scare tactic, taking the most extreme thing we have in our society, which of course is the abuse of children, and making these companies feel like by supporting Libra that they are going to be supporting child pornography or child abuse and things like that. So how ridiculous of a statement is this? Saying that most child porn is sent through Facebook Messenger. I don't know if that's true. I can't verify that. I honestly would doubt that's true. If that were true, it would absolutely blow my mind. You would think that criminals would be a little smarter than using Facebook for that. So that's one scare tactic. Now, listen to this. This is absolutely insane that they would say this, okay? Facebook appears to want the benefits of engaging in financial activities without the responsibility of being regulated as a financial services company. I think that is a fair critique. Facebook is attempting to accomplish that objective by shifting the risks and the need to design new compliance regimes onto regulated members of the Libra associated like your companies. Listen to this. If you take this on, if you take part in Libra, you can expect a high level of scrutiny from regulators, not only on Libra-related payment activities, but on all payment activities. Libra, if you join this, if any of these companies join Libra, what the United States government is saying is we're going to start looking into all your stuff. We're not just going to say like, oh, well, if it's Libra related, we'll, be more stringent. They're saying if you do this deal with the devil, then we're going to come after you. What are we living in? What is this government that we're seeing in front of our eyes in America where we're supposed to be safe? We're supposed to be free. We're supposed to have liberty. What is this crap? Honestly, it really pisses me off. And Sherrod Brown and Brian Schatz, you guys are pieces of crap. That's the way I feel about it, honestly. You're bullies, you're money launderers, you're criminals, you're fools, and you're thieves. And that's all I have to say about that. I really got hot there. This letter pisses me off like nobody's business. Let's go ahead and let's get into what Pomp has to say after this.
Effectively saying, if you don't get out of this, we're coming after you.
It doesn't surprise me at all, though.
I think most people think that this happens anyways. It just happens in back rooms and verbally. But to put it in a letter and then post it on a website, and it literally says, if you do this, then we're going to...
Is this a death knell or not, Anthony?
I don't think so.
You think there'll still be a Libra? Huh?
Yeah, I think there'll still be a Libra.
In a Venmo type way, it's a small...
Here's the sad part, is they're basically going to kick out all the American companies, right, by pressuring them. And then if it's successful, American companies won't benefit.
So this last part is very key that he says. He says that what's going to happen is Libra will survive. It will move on. And I've been very clear about saying it will not launch in its current form. The only way it will launch is to be vastly different or to launch in a different country. Now, if it gets regulated to death in America and it moves to another country, what is going to happen? Well, these American companies are going to realize they missed out on something absolutely huge because of the government. Now, what is that going to make companies want to do? Maybe move to other places. We've seen it all throughout history. Like, let's face it, what was Silicon Valley before it was Silicon Valley? I don't even know, but I do know one thing, that all of the major corporations that are there, including Google, Amazon, Facebook, I'm missing a huge one, Apple, all these companies, none of them even existed in the 70s, right? So at some point, these companies had to start moving there. Now, this is not the only time that I have heard someone say this. Another set of prominent Bitcoin investors, and I say set, that'll make sense in a second, have made statements on this as well that say that what is going to happen is that blockchain is going to be such an emerging technology, kind of like the internet, so that if a place does not fully embrace blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, then all the businesses are going to move to a place that does. Could this be a fundamental shift in history where we're seeing maybe even some of the companies like Facebook move to somewhere else, and we see other places follow suit? So check out this interview on CNN, a CNN podcast with Poppy Harlow from the Winklevoss twins.
Can America be patient, afford to be patient? And maybe the answer is yes, but it's a little bit of a risk we take as everything continues to move offshore and massive companies are starting to get built and technologists are going there, and then they go off and it becomes sort of self-fulfilling. Like they go off and start their own company, and then an ecosystem, Silicon Valley, may move somewhere else. And so we think
Silicon Valley may move somewhere else because of this?
The gravity of startups and technology could not be Silicon Valley one day.
I love how Poppy Harlow says, you're saying Silicon Valley would move? Like it's some kind of impenetrable force, like the Mongolian Empire or something. Like, yeah, there's some money there. It's a tech hub. But guess what? Everything in history is cyclical, and Silicon Valley will not always be Silicon Valley. America will not always be the superpower of the world. Everything changes over time. We've seen it in history time and time and time again. Could Bitcoin and cryptocurrency be the thing that causes that next shift in world dynamics when it comes to power, technology, money? I've got a good feeling that it could possibly be the case. Now, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could kill Silicon Valley? Do you think we're going to see another major tech hub open up? If so, where do you think it would be? My pick would probably be Asia. They're very bullish on cryptocurrency, way beyond what we are here in the United States. So that would probably be my first pick. Maybe Singapore, which is actually a country that the Winklevoss twins mentioned in that podcast as a possible place for technological development. They're having, I think, some political issues right now. Once they get sorted out, we could see a lot of countries moving there, or a lot of countries moving there. That's going to be hard if America moves into Singapore. We're going to see a lot of companies moving there. I know we have a lot of crypto conferences that are held there. They just had one recently. Look forward to going to Singapore at some point myself. As long as they can get me a hamburger with ketchup only, I will be okay. No veggies at all. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. I got a lot of videos planned for this week. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Big boy out.